a Minecraft movie showed us that, surprisingly, there can be some pretty horrifying or painful deaths out in the blocky lands we know and love. Even when catered for kids, Minecraft can still hold some pretty crazy deaths. From the tragic end of General Chungus to the massive creeper farm, this is every death in a Minecraft movie ranked worst to best: baby Piglin. Taking the crown for the most cruel and unnecessary death by far is Malegosia executing a baby Piglin for its poorly drawn house from the overworld. The young creature proudly presents its childish scribbles only to be met with Malegosia's cold stare before she transforms it into a pork chop with a casual stab of her blade. It's a pretty saddening moment which shows a follower of the evil Malegosia trying to please her, but failing tragically, earning nothing but pain and death instantly without mercy. And this isn't the only time we see her dispatch her own people. Throughout the film, she treats her loyal subjects as disposable resources rather than living beings, killing them for the slightest transgressions. What makes this so disturbing is how random it feels. There's no dramatic buildup or remorse, just raw cruelty. This scene immediately establishes Malegosia as a truly evil villain to be really feared for her craziness, rather than just another cartoonish bad guy in a kid's movie, honestly and completely without question. General Chungus. After failing to retrieve the orb for Malegosia, the strongest and kindest Piglin of them all meets a gruesome and brutal end, one which he certainly deserved much better than. His reward for loyal service is being crushed by the newly brain-implanted Great Hog, which awakens in a blind rage and immediately destroys him on the spot without hesitation whatsoever or warning of any kind. The cruel irony of being killed by another pig, especially one that's a weapon created to replace him, adds a level of mocking to the physical cruelty. This death marks a turning point in the movie, showing that evil Queen Malegosia is willing to discard even her most valuable allies if they fail her in her conquest against Steve and the world as a whole. That gross-sounding crunch as the Great Hog destroys poor Chungus isn't super graphic, but the audio tells our brains everything we need to know about the process. The filmmakers take their time with this death too, showing Chungus's realization that he's being replaced, the brief moment of sadness in his eyes, and then the terrifying approach of the Great Hog as it makes its attack mercilessly, without any regrets. Enderman. When Henry sneaks his way to the mansion's third floor, his showdown with the dreaded Enderman delivers one of the most intense fights, with him blindly swinging his diamond weapon as quick as he can to kill the demonic entity. After building up the tall, shadowy monster as a nearly mythical creature that can take you out with just one look, the movie delivers on that promise with a super scary confrontation, requiring Henry to fight with his eyes closed or face certain doom immediately without any hope of return. Rather than simply falling over dead, the Enderman has a horrifying kind of vaporization, with its body completely vanishing and leaving behind only an ender pearl. The scene highlights the fear this entity holds in the Minecraft universe and marks Henry's transformation from scared kid to capable hero finally and convincingly, earning the title rather than being given it. The Great Hog. The death of the Great Hog during the big dramatic battle delivers shock and satisfaction in equal levels, giving us a lot to take in and enjoy. As Malegosia's ultimate weapon, this monstrous creation seems unstoppable until it meets the hero's legendary Golem in a clash of titans that shakes the overworld to its core. The swine isn't just killed, it's totally demolished in a scene that shows us what a Golem can do with some tweaks and upgrades. Throughout the film, the Hog is shown almost as a force of nature instead of a character, something to be feared and fled from rather than confronted directly by anyone brave. When it fires its deadly beam at Henry and nearly reclaims the orb, it seems unstoppable and like all hope is lost. The turning of its luck when it met the Golem left audiences cheering in theaters, and it was a super cool moment, unforgettable for everyone watching in the theaters. Creepers. Things get wild when Steve and Garrett make the desperate decision to trigger all the creepers in their farm simultaneously in order to escape the Great Hog, creating a chain reaction of explosions through the mine, which completely destroys it all, spectacularly and dangerously without warning. What makes this scene so unique is watching There's something deeply unsettling about creatures whose entire intent through evolution is self-destruction, being used as weapons to combat a greater evil. The explosions create a deadly but beautiful light show that echoes through the mine tunnels, protecting the gang from the Great Hog. The sound design layers each unique detonation, so they follow a rhythm, building to a dramatic conclusion. The aftermath shows Steve's passion project and connection to his childhood dreams left in ruins, representing both physical and emotional loss beyond just the entities that died there. Something he spent years building is destroyed in seconds, all to save their friends from the approaching doom. Zombie Jockey. What starts as hilarious relief turns to brutality during the underground fight club scene. When Garrett is forced into the arena and his opponent is revealed to be a cute little zombie riding a chicken, both he and the audience expect an easy victory. Instead, we get a surprisingly vicious battle where the pocket-sized zombie baby attacks like a demon, fresh out of the gates of hell unexpectedly, with incredible speed and power. The combat moveset makes this little monster genuinely threatening, using its smaller size as an advantage against the much larger and slower Garrett. When our boy Steve finally steps in to defeat this tiny little guy, the win isn't sanitized or played fully for laughs. The chicken jockey just collapses to the ground, unable to keep fighting, allowing Outgang to escape from danger quickly. So sure, a chicken-riding baby zombie might sound like pure insanity, but in this movie it became one of the most memorable opponents and a huge meme online too. That's some weird Minecraft magic right there. Iron Golem Smackdown. When night falls on the village where our heroes take shelter, the mini army of deadly iron golems spring into action with shocking brutality, which surprised fans completely. Rather than quick cuts away from the violence, the movie spends time on showing the golems' fighting technique as they eliminate Malgosha's goons one after another. These hulking metal tanks don't just defeat the threats, they pulverize them with crazy force. Piglins are shown being thrown high into the air before being slammed into the ground with bone-crushing impact, or being caught between massive iron hands and slammed around until they die painfully and dramatically. Each slamdown is accompanied by a disturbing metallic thud combined with the sound of breaking blocks. The lighting during this scene enhances the deep impact, with the moonlight casting eerie shadows as the Iron Fleet dispatches Piglins with deadly efficiency, making it one of the coolest parts of the movie overall for audiences everywhere. Ghasts. When our gang travels using the elytra wings, they attract the deadly and horrifying Ghasts, which have invaded the overworld. What follows is an aerial battle full of evades against a beautiful but terrifying background of mountains and valleys. Unlike the usual ground-based combat scenes, the nature of this fight taking place in the air allows for more dynamic deaths, which were treated to in full force thanks to the Ghasts. When Steve and Garrett split up from Henry to evade the Ghasts and their riders, they perform a crazy dodge, which causes one of the riders to shoot a friendly Ghast accidentally without warning. It gets knocked off course and slams into the side of the valley, taking itself and its riders down in a horrific blaze. This is a joyful moment in the movie, but it's actually pretty dark when you think about how scary it'd be to be one of those riders on the Ghast. Following this, as the Piglin gang attempts to box in Steve and Garrett, they make a daring move to escape their pursuers by narrowly slipping through a tunnel created by one of the Ghast's deadly fireballs. Their move confuses the Ghast riders, who are laser-focused, causing them to collide with the blockade and killing all the Piglins and Ghasts in a horrible tumble of doom without mercy. Zombies at dawn. The most basic Minecraft death imaginable earns its place last on our list. Zombies catching fire when the sun rises naturally. After the initial nighttime attack, when our heroes first enter the overworld and get overwhelmed and nearly die, the remaining zombies simply burn up as daylight breaks after Steve saves them from a painful demise. While it might seem a little boring compared to other entries on this list, like General Chungus getting obliterated, or the Great Hog's epic downfall, the movie gives this moment special weight. Rather than treating it as a basic or low-level event, the director actually shows us the zombies as they realize what's happening. We see confusion, then pain settle in their expressions as the first rays of sunlight touch their skin and smoke begins to rise from their bodies. The sound design and music creates a surprisingly light-hearted moment considered the gruesome deaths, with pained groans that sound almost human, as the zombies desperately seek shelter that doesn't exist, causing them to be burned up on the spot completely without any hopes of escape. The visual effects team created a progressive burning effect where the zombies don't simply burst into flames, but slowly set further alight and crumble into nothingness, with glowing embers underneath their charring skin as they slowly suffer. What makes these deaths interesting is their inevitability. Unlike combat deaths that result from character choices and actions, these zombies are doomed simply by the natural cycle of the Minecraft world. It's a nice reference to the original game, but carries some surprising detail and brutality, too. Steve showing up to save everyone from the monsters was definitely the highlight of this scene. But these zombies' slow and agonizing deaths serve as a reminder that in the Minecraft world, even the environment itself can be deadly to those who don't belong. So that's been every death in a Minecraft movie ranked worst to best. Do you agree with our picks, or did we underrate some really crazy deaths? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, drop it a like and subscribe for more Minecraft movie content.